Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is Luminary, A Magical Guide to Self-Care by Kate, and I don't completely know how to say that last name, so I'm just not going to. So this book is one of those that I mentioned it when I hauled it. It's a heavy book. It has like the more glossy pages, and it just naturally like makes the book way heavier, but makes the art pages absolutely stunning. And being a hardback, it's a really pretty actual book. So the basics of this book is that it's just kind of an introduction once again to self-care kinda. So it starts off with like astrology and tarot, and then it just kind of moves into more of the generic kind of like mindfulness and, you know, if you consider therapy, things like that sort of topics. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 star. To be honest, it didn't really feel like the majority of this book actually fit what the title said. It has nothing realistically to do with magical self-care. Like there's no anything of like how to magically navigate things, which honestly most of the time that's really not that difficult. There's so much overlap between witchcraft practices and like traditional like easy self-therapy kind of things, like it, and like your basic therapy like intro stuff, like it's pretty similar. And it doesn't really have that. Like the first half of the book or so, I was just wondering like where was the self-care, because it was just going on this like random tangent about introducing tarot, and you're like, okay, I guess. And then like introducing astrology, and you're like, okay, I guess. Like the first part of it just did not feel like it matched the title at all. And then it tried to, but also it was like, again, one of the standard, like, if you've never bothered to Google anything for self-care, like, maybe you'll learn something, but most of it I just didn't really like. And a lot of this was interviews with people for each chapter, and I've said this before, I don't like that style of writing. You end up just kind of feeling like a third wheel, and kind of like, what was the point in you writing this book if you just have to tell us what somebody else was saying? Like, I just don't like that style of book. Find your own words, find your own way, do your research, and then figure out your own take on it, rather than just literally typing out conversations you have with people. So I would recommend this book if you are like really new to anything self-care at all. Maybe this might be for you. And like if you want to try and mix it a little bit with witchcraft, like there's like a little nugget of things you could try, but for the most part, like there's definitely better books out there. Like Witchcraft Therapy, definitely, I think it was by Mandy M, I think was the name of the author. That one had a lot better information than this book. Again, just Google it, really, and just like lean on your practice and then you'll be fine. Like that's literally this book. And so like I have a couple notes from this one, and like kind of just the main thing was that like when we get into the actual topics for the book, again, once we get past that beginner witch stuff that was like really random, I just didn't like it. Like there was a whole chapter on like body positivity that like usually I'm pretty left in my political stance, but like it was a little woke even for me, and it was just like, oh, this feels like you're reading a TikTok. Like it just didn't match the flow of the rest of the book, and it's like just the same points reiterated everywhere. So again, if you've never thought about it, it's there, but also like I just don't think that I didn't like it. A little too woke for me, a little too much yelling at you and being like, just love your body as it is. And it's like, yeah, but also like, no. Like, you know, there's a line there, and also you can want to improve your body. That's not the end of the world. It's actually a good thing. You should probably try and do that a little bit. That's fine. And I didn't like it. It was a rough chapter to get through. Honestly, the only chapter that I really liked, because like the second half of the book was just utterly boring, and it was like you're kind of skim reading half the time because you're like, this is so boring. But the only part I kind of liked, and it's only because it's like a new hyper focus for me, was on mindfulness, because I'm learning more about Buddhism right now, and that was a little more intriguing. But also like I have got so much more from the Buddhism book I'm currently reading. It'll be a minute till we talk about it, but like I'm reading more about Buddhism, and like that book is better. I think the one I'm reading right now is called like Buddhism 101 or something, like really generic of a title, but like mindfulness, it's there too. And like this book was just skim the surface of it, and like it's like cool, I get it, kind of interesting, but the other book is like 1,000 times better already. But I'm also very intrigued with Buddhism right now and like the concept and philosophy, but that was the only one that I was like, and like I don't know, like there was parts of this that I liked, which is why I didn't give it like a lower star rating, because I did enjoy like the tarot section. Not for self-care. Also, sorry, everyone has decided to be noisy in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. The neighbor has decided right now at like 8 in the morning, perfect time to mow their lawn. So, as it's like actively trying to start raining and you're like, cool. Anyways, so I'm sorry if we have background noise, but here we are. I'm trying to record this early because in the afternoon I have the neighbor on the other side of the house that has been having a roof installed for like several days. And they just are continuing to do it. And it's loud once he's out there doing it. It's one dude doing it instead of like a team. And so it's taking some time, and he's like had to rip up like the whole like base thing of it. Like all of the like plywood had to be replaced, and it's just taking forever. And it's loud when he's doing it. And the drill thingy thing, the like nail gun, I think is what it's called. That thing, whatever, for roofing, so loud. So. And of course my dog is like, nah, because there's like a person like right in our yard because our houses are way too close. Anyways, sorry for background noise. But yeah, like this book wasn't horrifically bad. Like I loved the tarot section because like, you know, there's something about like when I look at the cards and I analyze like, you know, if I'm gonna pull a card, what is the answer I'm wanting and what answer am I open to? Because a lot of times I'm needing it to say certain words that they just don't. And like, you have to phrase your questions in a way that the cards can answer. And a lot of times my questions don't match. And it's more of like the vibe that you need though. And you're like, that did not answer my question at all. Like, I'm trying with tarot. I do need to eventually go through the living tarot and just like learn it that way. But this book, the like definitions, if I worded it correctly, could totally actually work. So we'll just read 2 of them just to like give you an idea. So this is from page 32 and 33. So we'll do strength and justice. So strength. Strength of character, of mind, of body. You are capable. You've got this. Call on your reserves to perseverance. You can be there for yourself and others, fierce and powerful. And like, honestly, a lot of times, like if that card popped up, that's a good phrase for me to work off of. Like, yeah, okay, vibe that I need to embody, got it. And then for justice, what is fair, what is right, what is just? Weigh the pros and cons, consider the moral implications, make your decisions based on facts, not emotions. And so it's like, I like that quick snap little bit of just like what the fuck to do. And I think that as its own, like if it was more of like a beginner witchcraft book, it would be great. Like that one was pretty good. Astrology was also pretty good for like as a witch, but not anything at all to do with self-care. Like not even in the slightest. It just felt really random to include. I don't know why they did, but whatever. So anyways, that is my thoughts on Luminary. I would love to know yours if you have read this one in the comments down below. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. I have got new things coming next month, but I'll be doing an announcement video for that soon. So make sure to check that out. And if you want to check out my other content, it is pretty much, I haven't missed too many. I did miss a little bit. This month has been a little crazy, but I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow for reals this time. Blessed be.